Well, hello class. Welcome back to Art 385 and week number 6. This week we're going to be looking at Invasion of the Body Snatchers as a good example of a film that dealt with the paranoia of the era. But before we get to that, just a couple housekeeping issues. I want to encourage you to get your papers to me on time. I think I had about half the class get them to me on Tuesday evening. Anytime in the evening is fine. I know a couple of you apologize for getting them to me later in the evening. That's fine. But remember, if it comes to me Wednesday, Thursday, it's getting marked down a point. And if it's after that, a couple of you have contacted me because of some problems that you were having in your own life, and so I'm helping you out in that, but don't assume that you can just send me a paper a week late and you're going to get full credit for it. You'll be drastically marked down, so please get those to me as soon as possible. I always respond to everybody to let them know that I got your paper within a day or two. I usually try to do it within 24 hours when you send it to me. So if you think you've sent it to me and have not received an email, maybe you might want to shoot me a quick email. But I believe papers 1 and 2 I've got almost everybody's, outside of a few people who haven't done any discussions or watched any of the videos, and I'm assuming they're not a part of the class anymore. And I'm working on the Casablanca papers. I should have those shortly to you, and obviously you just got the Citizen Kane papers, which I'll get back to you early next week. Also, a good discussion on Monday night. About 9 of you joined in, so at least 3/4 of the class was there. Obviously the subject is going to be touchy because we're dealing with faith, which is very personal to a lot of us, and then dealing with how it integrates with culture. And that has always been, to a certain point, contentious. But I think for the most part we handle ourselves well. As I said, I have to admit, that discussion goes a lot better in the classroom than online because we're able to follow different trains of thought and hear different people's opinion and hear them out and maybe offer some counter-argument in a loving way and have it responded back. But, the problem with the internet, IMing, email, is we don't know tone and inflection. And, I could read a line one way and hear the person really condescending and sarcastic in my head, but they're actually honestly asking a real question or honestly making a statement and not trying to be rude about it. So as we go into the next couple of online chats, let's keep that in mind, and I look forward to meeting with you guys Saturday morning. Now on that point, I'm going to change that tonight. I'm going to have to bump it back an hour later. I forgot I had an engagement at church that I needed to be at, so it'll be at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning, not 9 o'clock, okay? So those of you planning to join me at 10 a.m. this Saturday morning for the live chat. Now, if you can't make it, if that messes with your plans, don't worry. We have Thursday, the 18th, where you only need to do 2 out of the 3. So if you can't make it this Saturday, join me next Thursday on the 18th in the evening for that discussion. And then finally, the last kind of housekeeping thing is on Tuesday nights, the class was supposed to have been able to go in every Tuesday night and watch the movies. Now, the facilitator out there in Beaumont has said that only a couple people have come, and they've watched the movies on their own time while they were there, and that's okay. But a group of you have just decided to find the films on your own. So I hope you're finding the films, and I really hope you're watching the film. Part of the assignment is to watch the entire film. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there. Don't watch half of it. Don't watch a quarter of it. Don't watch 10 minutes of it. Please don't do that. Part of it is to expose you to these movies. Now, I get from most of your papers that I think most of you are doing that. But, I don't have clairvoyance, so who knows. Next week, though, I think you might find it a little challenging if you don't get together and watch this movie. The movie is called Breathless. It is a French film, so it has subtitles, and it's a hard copy to find. I had to pay nearly $30 for the copy that I have. It is in Beaumont. available for people to go and watch on Tuesday night. I've encouraged Denise, the facilitator out there, to talk to you guys and get some of you out there to watch it. Now, if you got Netflix, I think you might be able to find it. They've got a pretty good repertoire of movies, so I wouldn't be surprised if you don't find it there. There used to be a time when Hollywood Video had it at the one in Riverside, but that Hollywood Video has closed down, and I searched for it last semester at multiple Hollywood Videos, and it just does not exist, and Blockbuster doesn't even come close to what Hollywood had, and Hollywood wasn't that great. So I just want to put that encouragement out to you. If you can't make it there on Tuesday night, I mean, remember, technically this class was going to be meeting on a Tuesday night, so when you signed up for it, that night should have been somewhat kept open for this class. But if you can't make it out there, talk with Denise about borrowing a copy, swinging by and borrowing it from her and then getting it back to her so that somebody else can watch it. And whoever has that Citizen Kane out in Beaumont, I think someone said in the live chat, make sure you get that back. Somebody else might need to catch up on that. So there's some of the housekeeping issues. Keep up the good work. I've been enjoying reading your papers. I'm very thankful. I think it's one of the first classes I've had in a while where the good bulk of you are really thinking through these things. Some of you even have a couple ideas that are opposite of mine, but I'm thankful that we're getting some original thinking here. You're not relying too heavily on your sources. So keep that up, and remember, I encourage you, when you write in your paper, cite those sources where you're getting your information. A couple of you, when it came to being influenced by what movies meant by other people, you didn't really cite that, and so please do that. If it's really not an original idea or a very common knowledge sort of idea, please make sure you mention where you got those ideas from. So with that, we'll go ahead and stop this session, and we'll start into paranoia and the post-war, moving on to the 1950s. All right.